By now, you should know that Kaizer Chiefs have parted ways with Milutin. But this brings a new question. Who is going to replace him? In the interim, Calvin Johnson is holding that position, but in the long term, who's going to do it? And I have prepared 8 names who might replace Calvin Johnson as the permanent head coach of Kaizer Chiefs. Some of them you know, some of them you definitely don't know. Hello and welcome to Kosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Kosi Football Club. Right, we are going to start from the most unlikely to the most likely. So number 8 is Pitso Mosimane. Right now, you might think that Kaizer Chiefs should definitely go for Pitso Mosimane because he's the coach who understands projects. He's the coach who has been proven in the PSL. He's a South African coach who has dominated PSL for a very long time. He's succeeded wherever he's gone. And you look at the current league table where he's coaching right now with Wadley, don't know how to say that name. Right now, what is happening is that he has played 5 games, lost 3 and won only 2. It's not looking good. And if that doesn't happen with his current team and it doesn't succeed, then there might just be a slight chance that he might come back to Kaizer Chiefs. However, Pitso Mosimane looks like the coach who's saying upward forever, backward never. Forward ever, backward never. Yes, that's what he's trying to do right now. And I don't think he would actually come back to Chiefs. Anyways, that would be Pitso Mosimane. Number 7 would be Ed Sheeran. You know who I'm referring to by Ed Sheeran. I'm referring to this guy. I'll have to say his name. Sven van der Broek. The guy who came here and played against Sundowns. You remember when they knocked out Sundowns with the 2-2 draw? Yes, that's the coach I'm talking about. Because according to Kickoff, he's one of the coaches who has now been linked with Kaizer Chiefs. I hear that there's been over 100 applications for the Kaizer Chiefs jobs. And I'm like, if you were a person and you saw that the previous person who held that position left the team after getting bread and bottles thrown at him, why would 100 people apply for that job? It doesn't make sense. But here we are. They think they can do better, obviously. And with the squad that we have, you'd think that anyone else would think that they could do better. Now, obviously, I would think the main reason why people are linking Van der Broek with Kaizer Chiefs is the fact that he knocked out Sundowns and he kind of stands out as a coach. But he only just got his new job, I think, in Algeria, if I'm not mistaken. Right now in 2023, his play style is still that 4-2-3-1, solid midfield and trying to play those fast wingers and create chances and just have a compact team. So I'm doing against Sundowns, and obviously people think he can come and do it for Kaizer Chiefs. Number 6, I can't see this name. Nasreddine Nabi. Why is Nasreddine Nabi on this list and so further up? Because if he's number 6, that means it's highly impossible for him to come to Chiefs. Well, it's simple. He just got a new job, which means now getting him out of his contract will be even harder. And secondly, Kaizer Chiefs, as much as they might want to finally get their man and say, yeah, we got Nasreddine Nabi, the person that we wanted initially. Now they're going to look like idiots, right? They are going to look like idiots. They have acted like idiots, but they don't want to look like idiots because if they basically go back to Nasreddine Nabi, they are proving the fact that they were wrong in the first place. And I don't think our management gives off that vibe of saying we don't know what we're doing. So to save face for their reputation, this will not be a footballing decision. It's a save face decision to say, no, we failed to do this with you, and our fans are going to think we're idiots if we're coming back to you. Not to mention the fact that he has a new contract that he started just in July, so that definitely makes it difficult. He might be a good replacement, but it's a long shot. Number 4. Wait, no, Mtini. Number 5. Before I go to number 5, please do like the video if you're enjoying it so far. Subscribe if you haven't. These 2 things and sharing the video, those things help me reach more people like you. Okay. Number 5 is obviously Muhsin Ertugral. Of course, Muhsin Ertugral will be in this list. Why is he in this list? Look at the squad that Kaizer Chiefs has. It's a mixture of young players and experienced players. And you remember when Muhsin was there, Chiefs, in his last stint, what he did so well is that he was able to bring up the players from our development to shine in the team. And you look at the players from our development, Tutuzi Shabalala, Samgelo Zwane, Gosing Pilengobo, Mashiane, even when you try to utilize them properly, Sabelo Hatebe, and then you mix with the whole experience and the quality players that we signed, then you see that a proper coach would definitely cook with that. And Mshin Ertugral also comes as that person who can actually do a lot with what we have right now. And Kaizer Chiefs have actually done this thing of recycling coaches, because Mshin came to Chiefs, left, came back, left. You look at Ensmindendorp, came to Chiefs, left, then came back. Same thing with Bucks. So it's not beyond them really to rotate coaches. And I think with Mshin being there, they might just do that. But looking at Mshin also, there's also the fact that he understands Chiefs, and not to mention the fact that, as people have been saying, if you're going to coach Kaizer Chiefs, you better be a strong coach, which I think Msego was lacking in, and I don't think Mshin actually lacks in that position. So he's there, but I don't think he's close enough to say he can actually become the coach. Number 4 is Mitchell. Mitchell and Mshin, I could have swapped their positions either way. Because even Mitchell, he has had an extensive career coaching a lot of teams, which could be seen as a good and a bad thing, because coaching a national team, coaching national teams means ngampela you are trusted by coaches, and if they see you that, oh wow, you coached in Uganda, the next thing you see is coaching Zambia, and he stays at Zambia and he performs for a while and then ends up coming to Abo Pirates, and you see that the brand of football that he's trying to play there is kind of making sense, and you see that it would fit at Kaizer Chiefs. However, sometimes if you look at the amount of teams that the coach has been in, and the way that, the way that he leaves those teams, because he's staying for a year, and then he's gone 2 years, then he's gone. Just go to his Wikipedia, you'll see that maybe not, So Chiefs, we've seen Chiefs and Pirates swap coaches. Even Mshin is one example of a coach that coached Chiefs and then went to Pirates. So I wouldn't put this and say it won't happen, but it was linked with the Chiefs and he didn't even comment about coming to Chiefs. So it's also a possibility, but it just stays at number 4. Number 3, now we get to the closer and to the ones that we think could actually be a possibility. And number 3 would be Sid Ramovic. Sid Ramovic, if you don't know, is the coach who's currently coaching TS Galaxy. You see what he's doing in the team. You can clearly see the ideas that he's trying to implement in the team. And he's clearly a strong coach who tries by all means to instill discipline, to instill tactical discipline is one thing, but also there's also just discipline that I want my players to behave in this way. If they don't do this, then they get punished. I've heard that some players of TS Galaxy were in a position where they brought the wrong boots and it was rainy, but they brought the other kinds of boots, and then they got punished for things like that, because you are not thinking, you are not planning properly. And we're going to need that if we're going to be Kaizer Chiefs, because players need to know that there is a certain level of expectation if you're coaching Kaizer Chiefs. So we can't be slacking here. So I think Sid Ramovic, being PSL proven as well, and giving him the quality that we have at Kaizer Chiefs, he will be on another level. I mean, look at him right now. He lost Kevin Msimango last season, but you can't tell that they lost one of their best defenders. Not one of their best defenders, their best defender. You look in their midfield, they lost this guy to Sundowns. I forget his name right now. My comments. They lost him, and then now Mbunjana is coming and he has stepped in. All of a sudden, you're like, you can't even tell when he loses quality players, but he can still just bring up some of the good players, and you see that, okay, well, this coach is clearly not going to be making excuses at Chiefs and say, oh, I'm short of this player, or I'm short of that player, because he knows how to build players. And with Kaizer Chiefs, you don't really need to build players out of nothing. There's already something, so you just need to perfect them and get them to play at the highest level. So this is one coach that I see him and I see that he might just be there. Number 2 is obviously going to be Kevin Johnson, because as I said yesterday, I think that Kaizer Chiefs are just playing or using their employees as chess pieces. Like Kevin Johnson, let's get him close enough to being in and around the technical area, so that when Zwane is out, Onseg is out, we put Calvin Johnson in. Which I think that one was one of the reasons why they brought him in, because they didn't just bring him in to mentor the youth. Because if that was the case, then they would have said Dylan Shepherd be the interim manager, and you can still be assisted by anyone in the technical setup of Chiefs. But no, they actually didn't do that. They went for Calvin Johnson, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets named as the permanent head coach, because I think right now the Chiefs because what they will do is that they will make us think that, oh, he's the coach in the interim, and then he will win 10 games in a row, which would be impressive, and then they will say, now we're giving him the job permanently, which is, by the way, the same thing that they did with Zwane. Remember, Baxter was gone, and then they gave Zwane to be coach in the interim, and then he ended up getting a top 8 finish, which is like, okay. And then after that, the following season, he's the head coach. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Number 1 is an unknown European coach, because obviously people have been saying this. We don't know. We don't think, people have been saying that they don't think that South African coaches can coach Kaizer Chiefs. And Pirates went out, found their own unknown European coach, and they brought him back, and now they're doing the things. So Kaizer Chiefs might just think, you know what? We've also had some success with these European coaches that were unknown to anyone, so let's just go and scout them. And if that's the case, I hope they don't just get anyone just because they are from Europe, but it must be someone who has won something, because if they haven't won anything, then they're going to struggle coaching at Kaizer Chiefs. Who do you think will replace Calvin Johnson, or let me just say Nsegi, as the head coach of Kaizer Chiefs? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoy.